live. Today I have the honor of interviewing Young Quicks. The LA native has released over 10 albums available on digital streaming platforms. In addition to this, he has a new single out, produced by Eric Sermon. His song was actually just playing at the Dodger Stadium like this weekend. Hang tight as I bring in the young fly Latino. All right, my bro, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me, bro.
I really appreciate it, man. Dude, I don't even know where to start. You've got clothing line, albums, new singles, incredible videos, paying homage to legends like EPMD, bilingual, representing for La Raza and for the next generation. The stuff you do with the work you're doing with kids, you're an amazing individual.
Thank you, man.
What I always like to do, and to give people an opportunity to talk about their story, how they got involved with music, how they first started, those early influences. Can you share with us how you fell in love with music, how you started in this game?
Man, the story is my mom sent me to a camp, bro, right before high school.
Yeah.
My mom sent me to a camp, and it was a 5-day camp, and I was in the process of going to high school, but you were going to go to this camp with a bunch of high school students from everywhere, from San Bernardino, LA County, from the 805, from everywhere. And so I think it was around 3,000 students. And every night, you either had they separated you in groups, and you either had to dance, or you had to do poetry, or you had to do some sort of skill in front of all those kids. Wow. And one of those nights I ended up on poetry, and I remember clearly telling the team leader, I was like, man, I can't do this. This is impossible. I don't know how to rhyme. I don't know how to do this. And she ended up helping me with my first 2 lines, and I finished it. I read it in front of everybody, and I think I never stopped ever since.
Wow. I've been to those types of camps too. I know what you mean. They do an event like at the end, right?
Yeah.
And you're from the 805,
yeah,
right?
From Oxnard.
That's awesome, man. So then you were with kids from LA County, San Bernardino. Wow, that's cool, man. And at that point, did you say, I'm gonna keep going?
As far as poetry, yeah, but we were so how can I say, less fortunate that I mean, at that time computers were already out. We couldn't afford any of that stuff. So I didn't know how far I could take it, at that moment. But I would just write poetry and read it to girls on the phone and stuff like that. And
this one's for the highness.
Yeah, exactly. It worked. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. And at what point in time, do you say like, all right, I'm gonna get into the studio, I'm gonna get into the homie studio and like start recording a little bit?
I was already in high school by that time. I started my first actual time recording was on a DJ recording equipment. It was a straight to a CD. You couldn't mess up. So it was me and my buddies who would grab the microphone and try to record straight to the CD on whatever instrumental we could get a hold of. So that was my first experience with recording. But I would say actual professional studio took me a while. It took me, It took me the process. I had to learn the ropes and just, I guess, surround myself around certain people. And eventually I ended up at the studio.
That's awesome, man. You've done a lot of music work, studio work. You have 10 albums out on digital streaming platforms dating back to 2012. Yeah. This is, people are finding, because you got some dope videos too in the recent work with Eric Sermon, right? So like if people are discovering you now, there's a back catalog that they need to get familiar with. Los Racheteros, right? And,
I have a lot of joint projects too, so this is probably the first year that I haven't dropped the actual project this year. So hopefully we get to do that.
Yes. So I wanted to ask you about that because you've been, steadily putting stuff out. You're super active on social media. So you're creating content in, other ways other than just albums, right? Yeah. But are we going to see a new Young Quicks album in 2023?
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. And I would like to say a project that's being produced by Fingers. I have probably 10 records that are unreleased, and hopefully we can put it out this year. That's the goal, I think.
Oh man, that's awesome. I know that your fans are gonna be super excited about that. And man, so so I need to ask you about this because I'm a hip hop head. I love hip hop, man. I grew up on hip hop, and you've got, EPMD Business.
Yeah.
right? That samples Your Customer, right?
Yeah.
The classic. Well, and that samples, that
Yeah.
samples something else,
Yeah.
right? Eric Sermon and Parrish were both incredibly talented producers. They're from an era in hip hop when a lot of the groups used to actually, make their production also.
Yes.
How did you connect with Eric Sermon, bro?
He found me on the internet, bro. He
Wow.
found me on, that's the simplest way I could say it. He found me on the internet. He left me a couple comments on some of my videos, like you say, maybe one of them caught his eye or something, but he left me a comment and it was just like, send me your info type of thing. And I was just skeptical, I had, and
You're like, this is not really Eric Sermon.
yeah, exactly. You're like, nah, it can't. Why would he do that? So then I started, trying to put two and two. I Googled it, make sure it was the same account.
Yeah.
I did, and I took the risk. I gave him my phone number. He ended up calling me there and then, and he told me a lot of things, But after that, we ended up meeting, and now I have two records. One officially out, produced by him, and then I have one that's in the vault. Hopefully, we could put it out.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so the next, are you gonna, man? Okay, so is that coming out like a single? Will it come out on the album?
Actually, I'm just gonna speak it into existence. I left the open verse, and I'm hoping I can get him on it. So
yes,
and I'm trying to get him.
yes,
Yeah.
Eric Sermon, Young Quicks.
Yes.
We speak that into existence.
That's the goal. Yeah.
A lot of the younger generation, maybe younger and younger Latino generation, may not understand the significance of Eric and Parrish making dollars, EPMD.
Yeah, well, I tell people I wasn't even born when these guys were like really, doing it. And a lot of my older homies, when they saw what because Eric Sermon posted me the same day. He reposted, hey, yeah. So like my homies were calling me, they're like, hey man, that's a big deal. And I was just still like, and they were like, that's a big deal. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like he's produced Mary J. Blige, Redman, anybody you could think of, Rick Ross, 50 Cent in the early days, everybody, you know. So I'll be like, man, that's crazy that he noticed me,
Absolutely, man. No, and this is like EPMD, Eric and Parrish. These guys are like your favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Right? These are the people that Eminem makes songs about, right? The Nas makes songs about. The Logic makes songs about.
Yeah.
These guys are icons, and it makes me really happy, bro, that you got a chance to work with him, and that we're praying that next record's coming.
Yeah, we're still in constant contact, and he knows everything I'm doing, and he just suffered a family loss, so I reach out to my support, and because this is bigger than music, I'm trying to build a legacy, and I try to keep a mutual relationship with people besides it, because this could end any day,
Yeah, brother, that's right, and that shows your heart. And you're really smart. And talking about bigger than music, let's talk about YFL.
Oh man,
yeah,
man. It started off as a song. Now it's like a full-on brand. We're talking about seeing if we turn it into a nonprofit because of everything that I do for the kids, and everybody keeps advising me to do that. But to me, it's not about that. To me, it's just like, if I could do something, even if I have to spend the money, I'll do it. This, like I was that kid, man, going to the food bank kids. Every Christmas, my mom would take us to the churches to get the free toys. I remember all that. It wasn't that long ago. So I just, if I could put my own little grains of salt in there and maybe inspire somebody else that could do more than me, then let's get it,
I love that, bro. Yeah, it is, man. It's bigger than music and giving back to the community. So what does YFL stand for? What does it stand for?
Different things. Like I have a pendant right here with my grandma who passed away, a picture as a memory, and it stands for You'll Forever Live. So it stands for a bunch of things, and then I have it on my neck, and it stands for Your Family's Love. Yeah, I gave a little necklace to my little sister, and in the back it says Your Family's Love. So it depends what I'm using it for, but it started off because I wanted to make something that us Latinos could use and represent as a brand. Like I felt like everybody had their own except us, and I was like, man, for people that might not like my music, might not like me as a person or whatever, maybe they'll like my clothing, So that's what it started. Yeah. And now we just started it's been branded and it's growing, A lot of people be like, hey man, I want to rep YFL, and I'll be like, it's not really a thing like that,
Right. It's not like a crew like the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a brand that means family.
Yeah.
right? It means family. It means look at what I'm doing. Look at the things I'm doing with the lifestyle, giving back to the community, right? It means it's an idea like that.
Yeah.
Right. And potentially not limited to Latino.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're actually branding Young Fly Lifestyle. So it could be for everybody. Any age, anybody. It's just your lifestyle, you know, as long as you feel young and fly, we could do it.
I love that, man. Yeah. I love that, bro. Hats off to you when you go. So let's if people are watching this, or if we pull a clip later, right? Where can they find YFL merchandise?
They could go to YFL Worldwide. It's on my bio right here on my page. They can click on it, and I have a link right there. Or they can just send a DM, and somebody will respond. I'll even respond. If you reach out to me, I'll make sure to. I have a website too, theofficialyoungquicks.com. You can buy anything right there too.
Yeah. And I've seen like the hats, the shirts, the gear. Dope, man. It's dope.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, brother. And so you were at the Dodgers game.
Yeah.
And they play EPMD Business.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dude, if I was at the Dodgers game and they played a song in the stadium that I made, I would lose my mind. You were way too cool, too, man. You were just chilling.
How can I say? It's because I kind of knew what was happening.
Okay.
Because I have a very strong relationship with the Dodgers DJ. His name is, I'll shout him out, DJ Severe, at the real DJ Severe here on Instagram. He's been showing me love for years, bro, for years. He's been to my music videos. Like I say, like, to me, this is bigger than music. So I have certain relationships that even if I didn't rap, I'm sure they'll still be my homies, you know? You know what I'm saying? So like these are my boys, and it just happens that they're in a position where if I give them a good product, they'll allow it. They'll give it the opportunity, you know. So I feel blessed in that aspect, you know. Like I'm probably, I don't want to say I am, because I don't want to just talk out of my behind, you know, as they say. But I would say I'm probably the only independent unsigned artist that gets played like at the Dodger games, at the UFC matches, at the NBA games, certain teams, and officially at the soccer game, because the DJ Ray, I was at a soccer game and they played my song with Mexi Papa too. So those are like accomplishments for me, you know, because I wanted to be a professional athlete growing up. That was my first dream. And now I'll be like, okay, I'll settle for this. You can hear my music at the game.
At the game, we'll do it. That's what's up, brother. And I'm really happy for you, man. That is a major accomplishment. And shout out to those DJs and keep pumping Young Quicks. You know what I mean?
Shout out to DJ Dance, DJ Ray, DJ Severe, DJ Al3, everybody that's played or given my music opportunity. Thank you guys.
That's up, bro. How did the name Young Quicks come to be?
And in high school, man, my friends gave it to me. They tried to give me some
whack name.
Yeah, no, they tried to give me anything that had to do with fast, because in high school, you know, I wouldn't say we were like separated with the African Americans, but there was some sort of tension here and there. And instead of fighting it out like physically, we would rap battle. I don't know if that was a thing for anybody else, but for us,
really,
we were rap battle
in Oxford.
Yeah, in Oxnard, right here. And I went to Wanimi High School, so in our lunch, it was them against us, and we would have our homies, they would have their homies, and boom, face to face, no fights, just, you know, rap battles.
To the old school, that's how hip hop was born in the Bronx.
Yeah.
It started more with breakdancing, but instead of fighting, they used hip hop.
Yeah, so I try to do a little cheat sheet, and I would try to memorize verses before it was even my turn.
Yeah.
So all my homies would be like, "Damn, man, you memorize everything super fast." So they try to give me whatever nickname they had to do that, until they realized that I don't know if this is a thing now too, but since I was born like at the end of the year, I was the youngest in the crew. I was in the same grade, but I was the youngest, so everybody was a little bit older than me. So we just put 2 and 2 together, and that's how I got my name.
Yeah, I was like that too, bro.
Yeah.
My birthday is December 29th.
Okay, yeah.
I was at the end of the year. And, you know, they actually, so when I was in kindergarten, they held me back a year.
Oh, see.
So I wound up being one of the oldest kids, but I would have been one of the youngest.
Yeah,
you were one of the youngest.
Yeah, they started me early,
Wow. That's a dope way that your name came out. That's a good story.
That's what I remember. It was, and I remember it was PE, and we would just try to memorize our verses, and that's how I ended up with the name.
Battle during lunch.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Yo, so you love food.
I would say so, yeah.
You're like a foodie, and you've got like a foodie blog. I'm learning where to go eat from you when you're watching your stuff.
I'm learning from the big dogs from Mexipapa, man. Shout out to him. He's actually put me, I would say, in at least 15 videos with him, and he has a super big platform when it comes to food. He travels like nationwide, and I believe out the country too to eat. So that's why I say how can I say I feel blessed, it's just blessed because like I don't really have to rap for that, like I don't have to go and rap in front of these people, I just
Yeah.
have to try their food and it gives me a whole new outlet, and a whole new fan base too, because maybe a lot of those people didn't even know I existed,
That's right.
so now they can check me out and hear my stuff.
Yeah, brother. So like I'm relatively new to LA. I'm in downtown. I'm learning places and
Yeah.
figuring it out. In the general, this general area, LA, San Bernardino, Oxnard.
Uh-huh.
If you could recommend one or two or three places that's like, look, people coming to LA, I recommend these types of places. What comes to mind?
It depends what you're in the mood for, but I do have two spots that I've been going to in LA for years. One of them I've been going since I was 17 years old, so at least 10 years plus, I would say. So that one's called Don Felix. It's a Peruvian food. And this is not a paid advertisement. I pay my meal every time I go. They just show me love. Some of the cooks actually wear my wife fell clothing and stuff. So yeah, they're my homies because I've been going there since I was so young, So Don Felix, Peruvian food in LA. Okay. And then Mariscos, El Cora de Nayarit, if you're into seafood and mariscos. Yeah. I didn't like seafood at all until I started going here. Check them out, man. They have a location in Venice Beach.
Okay.
So
so the Marisco spots in Venice, and Don Felix, where's Don Felix?
I would say, man, I don't want to say the wrong city. But it's in LA. I would like to say it's by East LA, if I'm not mistaken.
Got it. So
yeah.
East.
Yeah, and then in Oxnard, there's two spots.
Yeah.
I always go to Carnitas del Rey. I love carnitas. That's like probably my favorite food everywhere. Carnitas del Rey and Gordo's Hot Chicken. Okay. They're my boys and always hold me down. So those are my two spots in Oxnard, my two spots in LA.
That's beautiful, man. Thank you so much. But what's interesting to me, bro, is that, and maybe this is on purpose, and it's the healthy lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. But like, you've got the food blogs, you're making me hungry, right? But yeah. I think like every morning you're out there running.
I have to, bro.
And you're like, huevones.
Yeah. I have to, man. I have to.
So do you get it in like almost every day?
No, every day. I think I've only skipped probably since 2019. I would say I've only probably skipped like 10 days.
Wow.
And I don't drink. I've been it's gonna be 101 weeks this Thursday. Every Thursday is a new week. But even when I used to drink, even if I was hungover or whatever, I would still get up and run. And,
wow.
Because I was like, man, like the rapper lifestyle is not the healthiest lifestyle,
Nah, bro. Yeah.
You know the image. I don't have to say it. It's like late nights, fast food. You know what I'm saying? Drinking, smoking, stuff. Yeah. So nothing healthy about it. So I was, I gotta do something. I want to stay some sort of active and. I mean, I'm not gonna be young forever, but I still feel like I'm 18, bro. I feel like I'm,
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta do something, stay active. That's it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on being straight edge, my bro. I know that like when I'm a period of time without drinking, my focus is different. I'm clear. I can be more productive. I do this show every day. You know what I'm saying? So like, but when somebody comes to visit and I slip up a little bit, I feel it, man.
Yeah.
It takes my productivity. You know what I'm saying? So. And the thing is, it's not just one, it's not one and then another and another. So it's like, it's I like being straight edge also.
No, and so I still go anywhere. I still go to the clubs. I still buy people drinks. I still pull up to the party with the beer. I just don't drink. That's
what's up. Yeah, bro. So where did huevones come from? Because listen, my family's from Chile, right? Yeah. So in Chile they say huevón. They say it all the time.
It's from my mom. My mom always huevones, levántese, úsate, tróate.
Porque les pesan. Like wake up. So
I use it like to motivate my own self. Like I'm calling myself a huevón, obviously, but I'm doing something productive, so I'm contradicting myself. So it's just it's just to motivate myself. And a lot of people tell me like when I stop and like that's why I try not to. Out of those 10 days, I get the most DMs of people telling me like, "Damn, man, I was waiting for you to run. You motivate me to run.
Wow.
I see, whatever it is, it's happened to me. I'd be like, damn, man, you would never think that just me doing that would motivate somebody else, But
Yeah.
that's where it came from. It came from my mom and me just wanting to be like, man, well, I'm gonna use as fuel. When people tell me I like to use it as fuel and now I run. I even made a shirt that said "Huevon Gang," and it was pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah, pretty cool, man.
That is awesome, bro. I think you are very motivational. You have a healthy lifestyle. You're very productive and prolific. You're releasing material, your clothing line, and the things that you're doing with kids and helping kids and giving back to the community. Can you talk to us a little bit about the things you're doing in the community?
As far as the kids, this past year, I would say yes. This last year, I would visit one of the special needs classes right here at one of the local high schools. Shout out to Miss Soto and Pacifica High School. They reached out to me last year around Christmas, right before Christmas, and they told me if I could go and try to surprise the class with a Santa. The request was like, it seemed impossible, but it wasn't. It was just like, is there any way you could get a Santa? Maybe come with some treats for the kids. So I just, then you start thinking like, oh man. So somehow I pulled it off. I found a Santa Claus.
Wow.
Yeah, I found a Santa Claus. I got the kids a bunch of pizzas. That's all I did. Got a bunch of pizzas and I bought them all a gift. And which was a Mexico soccer shirt because I'm a soccer fan and she told me that they were all into the World Cup at that time. So I just that's what I decided to do and we ended up on the news for that, so that was pretty cool. But besides that, and I'm gonna tell you this, I still went to their graduation like last week.
Wow.
I still keep in touch with these kids. It wasn't just like a one-time thing. I still see them. They made a little puzzle of me. It was pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man. They're my homies now. Some of them follow me online, so shouts out to them if they see me. And besides that, every year for the last 9 years, I've been giving back to my community. Every Christmas, I give out. I would say now it's been thousands of toys, but we started off small, bro.
Yeah.
We'll give away 20, 30, 40 toys.
Yeah.
Now we're in the thousands. So I'm just trying to see where I could take it and like I tell people, it's just me. I guess me just being that kid, Yeah. Nobody else tells me to do it.
That's beautiful. Nobody
calls me, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. Yeah. I just do it. I was that kid. That's it.
That's dope, man. That's so dope. There's a rapper on the East Coast. He's out of Boston, but he does a lot of work in New York. I'm originally from the East Coast, so I'm really familiar with these cats. You ever heard of a guy named Terminology?
Yeah.
Yeah. Terminology, he gives back to the community like that. He's a legend over there, bro. You remind me so much of that. You're a California legend in the making. Young Quicks is a young legend.
Let me say this. That gesture of me specifically giving away toys in Christmas actually came inspired by an Oxnard legend, a professional boxer called Fernando Vargas.
I know Fernando Vargas.
Homie now. We have each other's phone number. I tell him all the time. He's basically the reason why I do it because he used to give me toys personally. Me and my brothers. We used to go to the church and he was the one sitting down giving the toys. And that was like a whole 360, And I tell him all the time, even when I come out of the news, I thank him. Even when I go to the radio, I thank him. He may not know, but he inspired me. And, like if I could do that and return that favor and inspire one of those kids that hopefully is 10 times more successful than me, imagine just a whole cycle like that until the end of lifetime, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's so beautiful, man. That's so beautiful. Yeah, like, I've never been to Oxnard. But Oxnard is known for fighters. Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oxnard is known for its boxers, bro.
Man, that's another thing. Like, speaking of blessings and me feeling blessed, I actually had the opportunity to walk out of boxer 4 times into the ring. 4 times.
Rap while you were doing it, or were you with the crew?
Rapping with my music 4 times. Brandon Bam Bam Reels. He used to train out of Oxnard. He's retired now, but he gave me the opportunity to do it 4 times, bro. I came out on HBO, ESPN, The Zone, because of him.
Oh man! Woo! Congratulations! I know Brandon Reels. Yeah, bro.
Homie.
Okay, no, I know of the boxer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He fought everybody. Danny Garcia. He fought everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, he fought.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Wow, bro. So in addition to you're an artist. In addition to everything you're doing on social media, your clothing line, and your music, you have really dope music videos.
Thank you.
Right? I was watching, and I took a clip to promote this, The Best Side, produced by Eric Sermon.
Yes.
Right? Dude, what a dope video. You had the lowriders, you're representing the culture. You know, talk to us about when you make a video, are you assembling, do you work with the director and kind of give them an idea, or do you have the idea? How does that work?
That's crazy that you mentioned that video, because that one has another history, another quick story. Yeah, shout out to the director, Cinema Bandits. That was all basically their vision. All I had to do was provide the location and the props, basically. And one of those props, guess what prop? That lowrider that you're talking about, the yellow one that you posted.
Yeah, the yellow one.
That's the same car that Tupac used in the To Live and Die in LA video. That's the exact same car, and I got to ride in it, and I used it in my video. So I always say that history repeats. That was my version of me doing what he did, riding with the girls and doing everything. That was my version. You feel me?
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Long Beach Lloyd, my homie. He's been holding me down for a couple years. Like I tell you, this is more than music. These are guys that I go hang out with, even if I'm not doing nothing with music.
Yeah.
We go hang out. Long Beach Lloyd, my boy from Long Beach. He has that car. He owns that car, and he's actually we used a few of his cars in a couple other videos too.
Yeah, because you always got the dope cars and the beautiful ladies, and you're always putting it on. The videos look good. Is the car yellow in the two? It's the exact thing. So they didn't paint it. It's the exact same car. Dude, I'm gonna go back and watch the video.
Watch it. It's the same license plate, same everything. Yeah, he only found out when they opened the glove compartment because the paperwork was in there. That's how they found out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So when they showed it to them, they didn't even like add that as like a selling point. Bro, that's like the whole selling point.
Yeah. Well, now I think that's you know.
It's gonna be like now Tupac and Young Quicks.
Yeah, exactly. I just gotta get there.
but you're working on it, bro. You're working on it. You're working on it quick too, man. That's impressive. When you're creating social media content, is it just like, how does it work? Are you working with writers? Are you working with other people? Or is it really you? You're just coming up with ideas and creating dope content.
Yeah, as of now, it's just me, man. I mean, I'm under a label. Shout out to Hood Streets Music. They've been since my first project. It all came out of them. But as far as like, I get creativity as far as that, and nobody really tells me what to do. I feel like it's more of me. Like I try to think of everything, even like the what is it, the cover.
Yeah, the album cover.
I try to not to like make it too long. I just try to think like, man, because I know that people's time span and attention span is so small. I try to get straight to the point, and I don't post every day. I try not to, because I'll be like, man, like if I post my music every day, it's just gonna get lost, you know. I try to make sure that it makes sense. It has to make sense, and it has to be something that I think is worth posting. I won't post just anything, you know. So I try to make it worth the post, you know.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. And I mean, everything on your page and on your different social media platforms is super high quality, very entertaining. And in addition to like everything you're doing for the community, the young fly lifestyle, there's like a comedic value, right? You're funny. You're like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like you make people laugh, you make people feel good and motivate them. Have you thought? And I know another rapper, and I actually worked with him a little bit. We did a couple of songs together. Chingo Bling. Chingo Bling, you know, he was a rapper, right? But he was very entertaining, very much putting La Raza and the culture and putting a hip hop spin on it, right? And you're very different. You're your own thing completely. But for me, it feels interesting that there's some parallel. There's a little bit of a parallel. And he went into comedy. So I knew him as a rapper. I worked with him rapper, and then you know he completely went into having a Netflix special, doing comedy tours, working with other like comedians that all they did was comedians, and then adding his stuff, but then featuring them like Kings of Comedy. He did the You Can't Deport Us All, right? Have you thought about getting into comedy? Because you're hilarious.
Well, to tell you the truth, another shout out, Eric Schwartz. He's a comedian. We have a song with them. And it's like I would say, it's like a comedy type of song, and I actually performed at a comedy club with them, so I did get to do that experience. It's not something that I've pursued since then,
Yeah.
but I have done it, and it did have a good turnout.
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty cool. It was a good experience. And I also another thing in my hometown, I was on the radio for 2 years, bro. And every Friday they had me do like I wouldn't call it comedy rap, but it was kind of like comedy rap.
Yeah.
And it was about whatever news was going on, whether it was Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, all that stuff. And I had to turn it into a comedy rap right there and then. So I got to do that for 2 years too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, if I find something, I'll send it to you so you can check it out.
Man, that's a good post too.
Yeah.
And again, your name, Young Quicks. You look at the news, you could put it together quickly.
Yeah, kind of thing. That's what it was.
Whoa.
It wasn't my best work, but it was, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't write a classic, but you took the headlines and you can make it funny, like almost like a freestyle, but a little bit more.
And I got to do it on my own instrumental, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's really dope, bro. Wow. Well, listen, where's the best place for people if they want to work with you, right? If producers want to send you production, if videographers see your video and they're like, this kid is really talented, I want to be a part of this movement, or if somebody wants to hire you for collaboration, for a paid feature, what's the best way to contact you?
I mean, the email on my page, or they could. I try to respond to everybody, bro, as long as it's, you know, appropriate. I respond to anybody. So as long as you reach out through any form of contact, whether it's this page or my email, you'll get a response.
That's awesome, bro.
Or my website too. It has a contact info. Like my website has everything. It has all my projects, all the ones you mentioned, probably most of them. I would say mainly my solo ones, and it has my clothing. It has my bio. It has pictures. It has every music video. So if anybody just wants to see, hey man, let me see what this kid's all about, go to the official youngquicks.com or youngquicks.com, whatever's easier for you, and you'll find it.
That's what's up, bro. That's beautiful. We talked about a new album that you're going to be releasing in 2023, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah, we're calling into existence the song with Eric Sermon, right? That we're hoping that comes in. Any other upcoming shows or news that you want to make sure that people know about?
Just the new music, man. The new music for sure. I keep mentioning it any chance I get because I don't know when it's gonna drop. But when it drops, I just hope everybody's ready for it. It's fully produced, except the Eric Sermon record. But it's fully produced by Fingers, which to me is a big deal because every record that I used to hear growing up on the radio was produced.
You used to listen to him.
Yeah, it was Fingers on the track. Fingers on the track. I used to think that that's all you needed to make it. I used to think all you need is a record by this guy and you're gonna blow up. That's how much I used to hear about him, you know. So now I'm a full 360 again. Now I have a whole project produced by him, and I don't know. I don't have a release date. I'm pushing for this year, hopefully, and it's something new. It's not like I'm known for rapping and my bilingual flow and my metaphors and being clever with words, but this is something that I try to do for everybody. So I hope it's accepted. And it gets a good response.
Yeah, I love the way you do that. And you know, on take the classic EPMD record, right?
Yeah.
EPMD Business. You're rapping on it, and you know that's cool. But then when you flip it in Spanish, right? That's where like you change everything. You change the game because even though there's like a lot of Latinos in hip hop now, there's a lot of Latinos in hip hop. There's people who do rap in Espanol, right? Yeah. And then there's Latinos that rap in English, but there aren't that many Latinos that are rapping in English and Spanish. Not one word, not like just you flip it.
I know what you're trying to say because there is some, but they don't sound fluent. It's not that there isn't none. It's just that you could tell, like, okay, the English was the first language or Spanish was the first language.
That's right.
And you know, and I'm gonna tell you guys, my first language was Spanish. My parents don't know English to this day. But
they're like, look, we're good.
They're
like, we know where to go. We can move it.
Found a way that it's clever enough where you can't tell if I'm speaking Spanish or English on the record, you know, and it's crazy because I think that was the hardest thing for me to master because I was against rapping in Spanish, bro. Wow. I had to deal with Daddy Yankee's publicist. She was my manager. And if you ask her, we still follow each other. We still keep in contact. I just went to Daddy Yankee's concert last year with my girlfriend because of her. Right. Like, so I still, like, the relationship is still there, you know? But she used to tell me, like, rap in Spanish when they found me. Rap in Spanish and we'll make bar, right? Do this. And I was just like, no. It was my ego, it was my age, it was I had a song on the radio, I had just came out on TV. I thought I was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're like,
so,
look, I'm from Oxford. Right?
Nah, I was just like, nah, this is what you get. You found me this way. And then now that I think of it, it wasn't even that way. It was more like I was trying to prove something. I wanted to prove that a Mexican rapper could do it without having to rap in Spanish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without rapping Spanish. Like, I'm just a rapper. I don't have to
That's
rap.
right.
Doesn't matter who I am, my skin color, I'm just a rapper. You know? So since I couldn't prove that at that moment, I said, you know what? Let me give this Spanish thing a try. And I started throwing here little words in there, and people were like, hey, man, you might sound better in Spanish than in English. Yeah. So I just now when I do features, even if it's a paid feature or for somebody else, they're like, hey, man, I want the quicks with the Spanish flow.
Yeah.
You know, they want me to do that, so that's what I'm known for now.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And what I think is really cool is you mix it up, and you mix it up on the same song.
On the same bar. On the same bar. Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't catch on until later. They'll be like, I don't know what you just said, but it sounded dope, you know?
Yeah. And see, like, if you speak both languages, sometimes people just they're not even paying attention. They just feel it flowing, right? And it's going good, you know? That's dope, bro.
That was the hardest thing, bro. You know, that was the hardest thing probably to try to master that. And I'm still trying to master it because sometimes I'll be like, man, I could still be better, you know? I'm still learning. Yeah. I'm still a student of the game. You know, I feel like, okay, I got Eric Sermon's attention. I could get Dr. Dre's attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's all motivation. Yeah. It's levels to everything. Like people tell me, like, hey, man, why do you don't give up. You know, seem like you're always happy. People don't know what I go through, bro. Yeah. You know, what I have to do to try to get to where I need to be, you know? So I'm trying. It's a work. I'm a work in progress. I'm not perfect, but I'm not willing to give up, you know?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I think you have everything it takes to go to like an awesome level, right? Because technology's changing, the industry's changing. It used to be, you got signed, that was the whole thing you had to do, right? And then it was, you could sell CDs and records, but all of that, the music's almost free, right? What you're creating is a community, a network, where people recognize your face. And people recognize your face because you mastered the new system, the new paradigm. And that is social media, right? So you've got dope content, you make people feel good, and you're funny, bro. And you mix it in with your music.
I'm gonna say something that hopefully inspires the kids. And I've done all that without a TikTok, and I've done all that without having to show any parts of my skin.
Ooh.
Just by being me, without having to make fun of nobody, just doing what I do.
Yeah, that's what's up, my bro. That's what's up. That's beautiful, man. You are an inspiration.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for the new 2023 album. I can't wait for the new joint with Eric Sermon jump on the track. And yeah, brother, we covered a lot of ground. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that we catch before we wrap up?
Just know that I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, man. You know, just that's all I could really say. You know, like I feel like my new music will probably open up doors that my prior music hasn't. So I'm excited. And it all got to make sense for me to drop it. So the more support I get, the more it's coming. That's it.
That's beautiful, bro. Well, we'll be looking for that new album, for new projects. You're always feeding us motivation.
Thank you.
And amazing content, brother. Keep it up. It's been an honor to have you on the show.
No, thank you for having me, bro.
Thank you, brother. Peace.